Kitchener, Conestoga.
Thank you, Speaker. My questions to the Premier. Premier, I want to go over some recent developments with your government's eco-tax system. Last year, the Environment Minister approved huge eco-tax hikes on electronics, some as much as 1,000%.
Attorney General, come to order.
In January, he created a new regulation to send eco-taxes on tires through the roof, with some fees increasing by more than 2,000%. But he wasn't done there. In February, he approved yet another massive eco-tax hike on big-screen TVs. Now, the Environment Minister claims he doesn't know why there are eco-taxes. So I'm seeking some clarification from you today, Premier. Last week, you said businesses and consumers need to understand that these taxes are the cost of dealing with waste. Is that still your position?
Thank you. Premier.
The Environment.
Minister of the Environment.
Thank you very much.
Member from Oxford, come to order.
Delighted to be able to...
Excuse me. Some people just keep talking. They don't even hear that I've asked them to come to order. The member from Oxford, come to order. Minister of the Environment.
Well, the first thing the member will want to do is correct his leader. I know that's a difficult thing to do. You get into trouble for correcting your leader, Mr. Hudak, who referred to this as a tax as though somehow the Ontario government gets even a penny of it. He knows that. Knows that's true. So he will want to correct his leader in that regard. He knows that these fees
Member from Leeds, Grenville, come to order.
The private sector organization. I happen to believe, and I hope he agrees with me, that they don't have to include this as a separate eco-tax, for instance, as you call it, or fee. They don't do that if there's an increase in the minimum wage, if there's an increase to the cost of transportation, if there's an increase in the cost of rent. That's simply part of doing business, and they should be innovative and include that inside that cost of doing business.
Thank you.
Minister, they charge these eco-taxes because you signed off and allowed them to do so. So I'll send this letter that you signed over to you. Premier, I hope you can understand why I'm actually seeking the clarification. I was hoping for an answer from you earlier. After all, you yourself admitted last week that Ontarians need more clarification on the Liberal eco-tax system. So let's recap. After your Environment Minister rubber-stamped a series of new eco-tax hikes, he suddenly developed a case of selective amnesia before going on the radio. In fact, it was so bad that while he was on the air, he claimed to not even know why eco-taxes are imposed on consumers and vowed to eliminate them. However, the next day you told Ontarians these taxes are just the cost of dealing with waste. Premier, who should Ontarians believe? You or your Environment Minister, who suddenly forgot it was the Liberals who created these eco-taxes?
Minister of the Environment.
Well, first of all, this is a fee that is applied to products or producers, not for consumers. That's on producers, I could say. Second, I want to say, I think the member has identified a problem.
That's the frustration that I'm having is that as soon as I sit down, or as I'm standing up getting quiet, people just keep chirping. It is very frustrating, particularly it's the same people I keep asking, and then I get the eyes looking at me as if I'm the problem. Minister?
The fee, as I was saying, Mr. Speaker, is on producers. It's not on consumers. Now, having said that, I think the member has identified a problem. The problem is the legislation that was passed by the Conservative government in the year 2002.
Thank you.
We are going to change that legislation.
Thank you. New question.